Friends, welcome back. Here is our next question from CA Final Audit MCQs and Case Based Scenarios booklet of ICAI. Let's go through the next question. Question number 31. The firm from which you are pursuing your articleship training is an internal auditor of ABC Limited. While conducting the audit of medical expense reimbursement of the company employees, you came across some bills which are clearly not medical in nature and some others which have been head who enjoys a significant higher medical expense reimbursement limit, and that you should ignore those bills as the amount is not material. You will. So the question is asking, the accountant is saying that you need to ignore because that employee is a functional head who is enjoying higher medical reimbursement expenditure limit. So we'll go through the options and we'll finalize the one. Option A, accept the explanation and the bills. So that is not the way, because whenever you come across such kind of situations, you need to say that a proper system has to be put in place, and in case of any violations, same punishments has to be given. Some punishment, disciplinary actions will be taken. We'll go through the next option also. Recommend that the claim should be reduced and clear guidance should be issued to all employees on the matter with a provision for disciplinary action. So this kind of suggestion has to be given, because this is a case which need to be dealt smoothly, because the employee who is claiming this kind of expenditure is a functional head, and you need to at the initial point of stage you should say that this kind of expenditure has to be reduced and a clear guidance has to be given to all the employees, and in case of any violation of these rules and guidelines, a disciplinary action will be taken. So this is the way how you should proceed. Even then, if they are not accepting, then we'll go further. So option B is the right answer. We'll go through other options also. Option C, recommend that the employee be asked to submit fresh bills to avail the tax benefit. This is a nowhere relating to the tax. This is just relating to the employees which were overclaimed in the books. Medical in nature also. So this is not related to the, this particular option is not the correct one. Option D, recommended the employee be taxed on the aggregate amount of the suspect bills. So this kind of tax related issue is not at all relating to the question. So option B is the correct answer for this question. We'll go through the next question, question number 32. Adequate design and effective implementation of internal control may not lead to the identification of abuse by process owners, because even if you are having any strong internal control, but the person who is performing those controls, the head of the controls, and if the process owner itself is abusing the controls, then you cannot identify such kind of things even if you have a proper internal control system in place. We'll go through the options. Option A, frauds and errors. Option B, design and implementation gap in process. Option C, abuse by process owners, which is our correct answer. Option D, segregation of duties. So adequate design and effective implementation of internal controls may not lead to the identification of abuse by process owners. So this is a direct question which was given, taken out from our ICA question, study material. We'll go through the next question, question number 33. KPL Private Limited is a large software company based out of Hyderabad. The annual turnover of the company is 2,100 crores. The company sells software and is also involved in the implementation of those software for the clients. The major chunk of revenue, though, comes from the sale of software available in soft copy. During the financial year ending on 31st of March 2020, the auditors, during the course of their audit, obtained various audit evidences, some of which were in hard copy and mostly in soft copy. On conclusion of the audit, the auditors are in a dilemma whether to maintain their documentation entirely in hard copy or soft copy, or can be mixed of both. So there is no such dilemma. As per the auditing standards, you can maintain the audit documentation either in soft copy or in hard copy or a mix of both. So there is no such dilemma. You can carry on with both those things. We'll go through the question completely. After consultations with various persons, the auditor stood that the documentation for this company being operated in fully automated environment should be in soft copy only. So the question auditors, what they understood is they need to maintain only in soft copy, but auditing standard says it's okay, no problem, you can maintain the documentation according to your convenience. You can maintain either in hard copy or in soft copy or a mix of both. So this kind of understanding which the auditors have derived in this question is not completely valid. Please advise whether this understanding is correct. No, this is not correct. What is correct? We'll go through the options and we'll finalize. Option A. This is a matter of documentation of audit evidence for a client working in fully automated environment, and hence it should be in soft copy only. No. You can even maintain in hard copy or you can maintain in both. So this is not the correct option. Option B. As per the requirements of auditing standards, this documentation can be in a mix of both client is operating in a fully automated environment. It would be important to check with them because all this documentation has come from the client only. Option D. As per the requirement of auditing standards, documentation is not required in case of a client working in automated environment because everything is automated and can be assessed easily at any point of time. So the correct option for this question is option B. You can maintain both hard copy or soft copy or any one of these. That is your wish. We'll go through the next question, question number 34. KJ Private Limited is engaged in the business of e-commerce wherein most of the operations are automated. The company has SAP at its ERP package and is planning to upgrade the SAP version. Currently, the version of SAP being used is fine, but the higher version would lead to increased efficiencies, and hence the company is considering this plan, which will also involve a huge outlay. KPP and Associates were appointed as the statutory auditors of the company for the year ending on 31st of March 2020, and the statutory audit firm has been working in this industry for long, but most of the work which the firm did was more of risk advisory and or internal audit. For the first time, this audit will be conducted, and that's why the audit team started obtaining understanding of the operations of the company, which included understanding of the SAP system of the company. However, the management of the company was not comfortable with this approach of audit team, particularly because audit team was their understanding and should perform audit procedures rather than getting into business or operations. But the auditors have a different view on this matter, because of which work has got stuck. So auditor is saying that you need to understand the system properly before you go into the audit process. What management is saying, no, it is not required, only you limit your understanding and perform audit procedures. So because of this clash of opinion, the work has got stuck. In the given situation, please suggest what should be the course of action. Option A. The approach of audit team to obtain detailed understanding of the company before starting with the audit procedures is absolutely fine. If the auditors doesn't understand the systems properly, the audit procedures may not be appropriate. Yes, this is the absolutely the correct viewpoint. Because if you doesn't understand what is the system of your client, how will you develop your audit procedures? So option A is the correct answer, and we'll go through the other options also. Option B, the management concern regarding the approach of the auditors seems reasonable. The auditors are spending time on understanding the system or the business and not performing their audit procedures. Option C, this being a private company and that too into the business of e-commerce, the auditors should have knowledge about the operations of the company through their understanding of the industry and hence should not get into the process of obtaining detailed understanding at the client's place. When this is not correct. Option D, the audit team could have planned their work differently. Can be saved. Further, in case of such type of industry, involvement of IT expert is anyways required mandatorily as per the legal requirements. So there is no such mandatory requirements as per legal constitutes or whatever. So option A is the correct option for this question. We'll go through the next question, question number 35. AR Private Limited is a medium-sized company engaged in the business of trading of electronic equipment. The company has various warehouses where all of these equipment are kept and has an inventory levels of generally 2 to 3 months. The internal environment of the company is driven by various processes. Some of them are manual and some are automated. Accordingly, the management has also set up various controls, both manual and automated, and is comfortable with their design and operating effectiveness. During the course of audit of financial statements for the year ended 31st of March 2020, the auditors raised various queries regarding various processes where the controls were operating effectively. This was because of the fact that auditors were considering either only manual controls or only automated controls in a process. As per the auditor, the management should have adopted the same approach and hence they would like to increase the substantive audit procedures because they had a view that as per the current approach of the management, control should be considered as ineffective irrespective of the fact that the testing which the audit team has performed resulted in the controls being effective. Currently, the concern was regarding that management has adopted few manual controls and few automated controls and the workflow is going effectively only. So the management is happy with its controls. But now the auditors has started its audit. What the audit team has analyzed is that the process are effectively functioning. But what auditor is thinking, either manual controls or automated controls are only followed. It is not like both manual and automated. The auditor's viewpoint is the management is following only automated controls or management is following only manual controls. But at this point, and because of which this view of auditor, auditor has got many queries. And now auditor has consulted the management. Even the management is in a dilemma whether both have been followed or only single thing is followed. So now you need to advise so that the auditor can continue his work. You are required to provide your inputs to resolve this matter. The approach of the management doesn't seem to be correct because the nature of operations of the company. The current approach which the management has followed can be accepted only in case of manufacturing industry. So there is no such rule. Only in case of manufacturing industry, both manual and automated can be followed. So this option is wrong. We'll go through the other option, option B. The management should have discussed their approach with the auditors before appointing them. The Companies Act 2013 provides significant guidance on these matters wherein the management of the company can follow such in. So there is no such requirement as per the Companies Act. We'll go through other option, option C. The approach of management is completely fine. The auditors need to correct their understanding of the internal controls and the application of internal controls. The process cannot be limited to have either only manual control or automated control. So option C is the correct option. The management is carrying out some approach wherein it is using both the manual and the automated controls. So management is using both, but what auditor is saying, it should follow either manual or automated. So this viewpoint has to be changed, of the understanding of the auditor has to be changed so as to continue the workflow. So option C is the correct option. We'll go through the other option, option D. Considering the size of the company, such matters should be ignored by the auditors. Even if the approach of the management is not correct, it would not have any impact on the work of auditor, because all such matters get resolved at the time when auditors perform final analytical procedures. So option C is the final answer for this question. That's all for today. We have completed our next set of 5 questions. Hope these videos are helpful to you. Please do like the video so that it will boost me to upload continuous videos and help you to revise the entire stuff. Okay guys, if you find these videos helpful, please do like, share and subscribe. Share with your friends, colleagues who are in need, and help them to revise the entire MCQ set and ICA's case based scenarios, and prepare well for